The world of aviation security will never be the same as it was prior to the terrorist attack on the Twin Towers on September 11, 2001. That morning changed American life forever. The way we think, the way we shop, the way we work, and most of all, the way we fly. Even with all the heightened security, it's no safer to fly now than it was prior to September 11, 2001. The main changes I will be covering today. The longer lines we must now endure. The new technology the TSA has, including the full body scan that's almost pornographic. And the things we must now do to fly, like take off our coats, our outerwear, and not carry simple items such as water on a plane, for example. The world as we knew it changed at 8:45 a.m., September 11, 2001. That fateful morning, the world of aviation security as we knew it changed forever. This served as a wake-up call for America. It was not the first time terrorists have struck us. Our planes have been hijacked before. Our embassies have been bombed. This was, however, the attack that woke us up. It also made us realize how ineffective our aviation security was. And this had to change. The Twin Towers were not the first aviation terrorist activity. They were the ones we will remember. The ones that brought our country together. They were our wake-up call. Stawalowitz, 2004. The TSA has an almost impossible job. The terrorist threats can come from anywhere. Some are easy to spot, and an X-ray machine will find them. Others are hidden, not just in a better hiding place, but in a totally different type of aircraft. The different types of threats. Some threats are more obvious, and these are the ones the TSA focus on. Cargo planes, for example, have little or no regulations. No comprehensive security plan has been developed by the TSA or the FAA. Stawalowitz, 2004. The changes that were made after September 11, 2001. Security checks now have almost a 12-minute wait time. To fly, we must go through a long line with an average wait of 12 minutes. Transportation Security Administration, 2006. The TSA has new full body scans that are just short of pornographic. When the color is inverted, they become flesh colored again. We take off our shoes, our belts, our outerwear such as coats, before even being allowed into restricted areas of airports. This is what it looks like as we're putting ourselves back together after being forced to disrobe in front of everyone. To summarize, September 11th was a wake-up call for American aviation. All threats are not obvious and regulated. We must go through security checks and endure longer lines to fly. And in conclusion, we're spending $6.5 billion a year on aviation security. White House Office of Management and Budget, 2008. We need to focus on better TSA training. In the United States, our TSA agents are so poorly trained that this summer, more than half a group tested on recognizing explosives and other brand materials failed. Quinlan, 2006. We have some great technology. We just need the agents properly trained to spot and stop potential terrorists. This is a photo of what airport security could come to if we let the TSA go unchecked. On September 11, 2001, served as a wake-up call, Stawalowitz, 2004, to aviation security as we know it. The Twin Towers were not the first aviation security attack. The world of aviation security has forever changed. And last, even with all the heightened security, it is no safer to fly now than it was prior to September 11, 2001. Are there any questions?
Yes. Why do you feel we are not any safer now?
Well, none of the research has shown that we're any safer now than we were prior to September 11, 2001. In fact, many of the authors who wrote several of the articles snuck contraband onto the planes, some very dangerous items in fact, just to see if they could get away with it. If an author can get away with it, then certainly a trained terrorist can. Any other questions?
What would you do different if you were in charge of the TSA?
I would focus mostly on training and personnel. In Great Britain, for example, the airlines over there have a facial recognition program that is trained for their agents to recognize threats through facial recognition.
Do you feel we will ever go back to the days of little or no airport security?
Unfortunately, no. Once we've gone to this level of heightened security, any politician that brought us back to an earlier level and then we had another terrorist attack would be committing political suicide. The political fallout would just be too great. I don't foresee any politician doing that. If there's no other questions, I'd like to thank everyone for coming today to my presentation on aviation security.